Welcome to 61 Center Street plus 26 and 28 Hill Street, one of the largest single residential properties in downtown Grand Bend, just steps from a world-class Blue Flag beach, award-winning sunsets, and all the best of Grand Bend's famous main strip. Simply a dream for the growing family or rental investor, this grand dame has raised 4 families and accommodated a century's worth of visitors. As I introduce you to this one-of-a-kind property and surrounding area from the sky, I'll tell you a bit more about the anatomy. The land, comprised of 5 building lots, 3 standard village lots and 2 oversized lots, contains 2 residential buildings. The primary house is a stately 3-story century home with large principal bedrooms and numerous kitchens and bathrooms. Lots of space for the extended family gatherings or bed and breakfast to be run all year round. Then there's the guest house, a triplex adding 3 more units of solid seasonal income to enhance your family's enjoyment of the primary home. In total, across 2 houses, you get 15 bedrooms, 7 full bathrooms, 6 kitchens, and about as much charm and character as you can handle. Given the demand and substantial value for properties this close to the 3rd best beach in Canada, developers may choose to start fresh with 5 new homes on the 5 lots. But wouldn't that be a shame, given the impeccable condition of the main house, which is a true piece of Grand Bend history that was built to last for decades to come? Let's take a look inside. As you step into the foyer, you are struck by a combination of traditional century home elements like original hardwood floors and beachy touches like the whitewashed barn board walls and that funky ceiling light. Straight ahead is the open door to the kitchen. To your right, the stairs to the 2nd floor. The door you see at the top of the stairs leads to the deck, off of which is located a 1-bedroom apartment or nanny flat. To your left, through the open, beautiful French doors, is the living room. Now in the living room, your eyes go straight up to the coffered ceiling and crown molding, then down to those stunning and original 9-inch baseboards only broken up by the raised hearth of the gas fireplace. Here's a shot from the other side of the living room, this time with the French doors closed. Before we leave the living room, I want to go back to this shot one more time, not just because the room is so gorgeous, but because I want to direct your attention to yet another set of French doors leading to an 11 by 10 foot den. Here's the den. Like the large window in the main room, these 6 windows wear the original oak trim that has been lovingly restored and refinished. What you can't see are 2 banks of floor-to-ceiling bookshelves built in beside the French doors. Now, onto the 30 by 10 foot kitchen dining area. Through the single French door, you can see the den we've just left. Here, again, are traditional architectural details like the baseboards, window trim, and crown molding, mitigated by the beachy whimsy of aquamarine pine ceiling boards and a wooden floor hand-painted to evoke the mid-century modern aesthetic. Keep the 7.5 by 6 foot bank of European design cupboards in mind as we switch to the other end of the room in the kitchen area. It's not often you see a triangle kitchen layout with no upper cupboards. That's why the feeling is well lit and spacious. The cupboards you saw in the dining area, plus the lower counter cupboards here, provide lots of storage. What you can't see, except for that small little portion of countertop in the lower right, is a 6.5 foot island. Well, it's really an isthmus, which separates the kitchen and the dining areas while accommodating 3 bar stools. And by the way, don't be confused by that monolithic stainless steel structure to the right. It's a photographic distortion, it happens. Of course, these appliances are included in the asking price. Again, we have mid-century elements like the designs of the light fixtures and backsplash, and the choice of Formica countertops in lieu of trendy granite. Exiting the kitchen, we're now in the massive mudroom, part of an addition constructed in the early 90s. This shot is taken from the back porch door. See that white door straight ahead? That's a full bathroom on the main floor. Let's check it out. Most noticeable is the abundant storage. This ain't no spa, the owner told me. A practical kitchen height counter and 10-inch deep stainless sink allow for the seating and cleaning of a toddler's scrape, plant-saving activities, washing of paintbrushes, and sundry other water use needs that go well beyond personal grooming. Utility applications like that, and it's still a really cool-looking bathroom. The practical theme of this full bath does not end there. It extends right into the shower. At one end is this bench and a low fixture, which is great for hosing down kids in dirty screens, shaving legs, even shampooing dogs. At the other end of the shower, as seen here, is the traditional height fixture. This is a lipped step-in shower enclosure with no need for a curtain or door. Now back into the mudroom, you see that freakishly wide turquoise door on the left? That's actually a 36-inch wide steel door that leads to a ground-level space that could be made into a fully accessible self-contained unit. Here, we are stepping into a room with 13-foot ceilings and a sleeping loft under which is lots of storage. Here's the view from the loft. This is a 19 by 10 foot space with an exterior entrance coming in from the carport. This was originally built as a recording studio. The walls are double drywalled with sound channeling in between. The doors are steel. The heat is self-controlled electric to avoid forced air furnace sounds. Very cool for the musician in your family. This was also once used as a teenager's bedroom, which is another good reason to have a soundproof space. For the last few years, this is where the owner and her cat have watched taped episodes of Judge Judy, but it could be a great space with many uses that's separate and distinct from the rest of the house, like the nanny flat apartment that I mentioned earlier in the video. Now back in the foyer, let's head upstairs to the second level deck with access to the 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment located above the studio where we just came from. Here we are in the nanny flat apartment, 380 square feet of efficiency and light totally separated from the rest of the house. Here's the kitchen area. See the fridge, how it's sort of recessed? Keep that picture in your head for a minute. The bedroom and the bathroom. We've left the apartment and we're now in the main part of the second story in the 19 by 10 foot master bedroom finished with knotty pine ceiling and Berber carpeting that's like new. Remember that fridge in the apartment? Well, it's directly behind the oversized wall textile you see here. That mandala is camouflage for a door and entrance to the apartment. During renovation, the owner decided to keep the connection and to build a removable false wall for noise insulation. This means that new owners would have options here. On the same level, here's a second large bedroom, 13 by 12 feet with crown molding and carpeting. Still on the same level, here's a third large bedroom, also crowned and carpeted at 11 by 11 plus a 3 by 6 built-in bed alcove. These are pretty big bedrooms. And yes, Virginia, under the carpeting in the bedrooms that you've been seeing is the same hardwood you see elsewhere in the house. And here we have the roomy 4-piece bathroom on the second floor servicing those 3 large bedrooms. Yet, there are still 2 more rooms on the second floor. During the summer, this room is used as a kitchen eating area for the boarders upstairs. The sink and counter are on the wall that you can't see. Also unseen is the door that leads to the 3rd floor stairway. Through the years, the non-summer uses for this room have been many and varied. Wondering what's on the other side of that French door? It's a small sunroom unheated, so it's only used in the summer, mostly for TV, video gaming, and naps for the boarder renters on the 3rd floor. Speaking of the 3rd floor, let's check it out with 5 more bedrooms and yet another full bathroom. The bedrooms vary in size and shape, but each has a double bed dresser, built-in cupboards, and closet, and at least 2 casement windows in each bedroom. The double-hung windows here face the lake, and yes, you get an unimpeded lake view. Let's talk flooring. You probably noticed the refinished pine board in the first 2 rooms. Looks pretty slick. In the second 2 rooms, they've painted the pine board, which is a pretty kitschy thing to do. Looks pretty cool. Just wait till we get to the last room. The flooring in the final bedroom is even cooler. It's dressed in that marvelous linoleum from back in the day when flooring wasn't pretend stone or marble. And look at the condition. So cool. As we leave the 3rd floor, please note that the 3rd floor is not heated, so the water is turned off, fall to winter, with a door on the 2nd floor that closes off the stairway. Let's head back down to the foyer now and take a stroll outside through the yards. I'll be back in a minute. In the meantime, enjoy the outdoor tour and don't forget, this property is literally half a block from the beach and those world-class sunsets I was telling you about at the beginning of the video. Here is the 3-unit guest house. The lower left unit where you see the picnic table is a winterized 261 square foot studio apartment. To avoid a process that would be inconvenient for the valued year-round tenant, we didn't bother with photos of this unit. How long has this tenant religiously paid his monthly rent on time? Are you ready? 15 years. The door to the right leads to the 2nd ground floor unit. Now inside, we have 2 shots of the main room. Here is a portion of the gallery kitchen, and one of the 2 bedrooms. Like the smaller 2-bedroom unit we've just seen, the larger upper-level 2-bedroom unit is also not winterized. You access this one from the rear. Here are the stairs and the deck entrance. This angle shows the entry and general layout. As you can see, the main room provides lots of space. Here, you can see part of the kitchen in this unit. Here's the smaller bedroom, and here's the larger bedroom. The 3 units in this triplex comprise a total of 1,271 square feet. Each unit has its own outdoor space with barbecue. The owner likes full disclosure, so heads up here. The guest house needs a new roof and could certainly use interior and exterior cosmetic work, but doesn't have to be torn down. This building is still fully usable. And finally, one of my favorite parts of the property, ta-da! Here is the treehouse. The only legit treehouse in downtown Grand Bend. No plumbing, no electricity, no granite counters, no travertine, but it does sport vaulted ceilings. 70 square feet of open concept zen space, and like the rest of the property, character galore. While this one may need a little TLC when compared to the main house, which is in great shape, when you compare it to other seasonal rental offerings downtown, it's still pretty darn clean and pretty darn cute. Given its proximity to the beach, about a 1-minute walk, it'll be a piece of cake to keep this thing rented all summer until you decide what comes next for those building lots over on Hill Street. Speaking of the lots, here's a quick map of how they're laid out. The main house is settled into lots 302 and 301 on Center Street, coming to the edge of lot 300. So, these 3 lots will stay with this gorgeous home unless the home is removed to create something new. Off the back of the house, if a new owner were to remove the deck and the guest house, you would have 2 oversized lots on Hill Street to either develop or sell vacant to credit the wise investment made on the main house. Or you could clear the whole property and start fresh. The municipality hasn't formally confirmed that any of these scenarios would be acceptable within the current zoning regulations, pending a review of your plans, of course. At the end of the day, you really need to see this place to understand its true potential. This video presentation is only an introduction to the long and prosperous relationship you could have with a property like this. With the estimated retail value of the land alone sitting around $1 million, plus the 2 houses and parking for 14 cars, all just a minute's walk to family fun at the beach or on the strip, this property is worth every penny. So, give me a call today at 519-870-7650 to book a private showing. I'm Mike Sloan, and I'll see you at the beach.